I mean, of course, in a dream world, we'd all be using the most expensive kit, but actually what you need is your own creativity, and that'll tell your story. Doesn't really matter, so use that. In this episode, we're going to talk about essential items for your kit, and it's not always technology. I'm not going to recommend one specific camera because it really depends on your choice. It's what you need when you're out there. So think about that. If you're going to a forest or to jungles, you might want something that has really good low light capabilities. If you're going somewhere where it's going to be wet, you know, waterproof would be helpful. So really think about where you're going to use it. It's a really good idea to have a camera that has good battery capability when you're away, because you do not want to be constantly charging batteries. Also, you want one that maybe has some user functionality that's going to be helpful. So think about whether you want to be able to access your speed and change speed easily, or if you're going to want to control your aperture really easily, or maybe you just want it to do everything for you. So, you know, have a think before you go and play with it before you go out. Always try to go for the best you can afford, because that will give you better results. It might sound really stupid, but bring loads of memory cards. That's especially if you don't have a way of downloading them. If you have a way of downloading them, you can bring less. I find when I'm filming, the most useful thing is a zoom lens. So a lens that can give you a wide shot and a close, so you don't have to change, you're not fussing about. You don't have to break the bank to get really good results. Actually, some of the simplest things like bean bags or just maybe a little cheap Gorilla Grip tripod can really help. If you're on the longer lens, if you're up near 200 or beyond 200 millimeters, you want something to keep it steady. So just tiny little Gorilla Grip tripods or bean bags are really useful too. A good multi-tool that has pliers, screwdrivers, it's invaluable. Don't go anywhere without one. I've learned to my cost that it's really worth having a decent bug spray. I've been 40 meters up a tree with, I think, every single one of the 98 mosquito varieties up there biting me. Some mosquito sprays have DEET in them, and there are new ones that don't. And that's great, because DEET melts cameras. They don't work quite as well, but they do stop. So that's a great thing to bring with you. Really, it's a game changer. Also, a first aid kit. When you're filming, invariably you get caught up in the moment, and you look at yourself afterwards and you're either covered in lacerations or bites. It's almost a mark, a badge of honor. So it's really important just to have a decent medikit. It doesn't have to be extensive, but just a few basics. It's amazing how many people go away without plasters and, you know, headache pills and a bit of antiseptic. So make sure you've always got them. It's so easy to get dehydrated when you're out and filming, because you kind of get lost in that moment. If you've got some Rehydrate, you can knock it on the head and you'll feel great. So I never go anywhere without that. Anyone who's taking a film or photographing is going to need one of these, a hurricane blower. You can clean all kinds of crap off your lens, your viewfinder, and they don't cost much, but genuinely a really great piece of kit. When I'm traveling, I will go nowhere without a few essential items, and that includes Marmite coffee and chocolate. That's sort of a go-to, because if your energy levels are flagging, it's great. One of the weirdest things that I take with me is a smoke alarm. I know that sounds so weird, but honestly, I've seen fires in tents and they've saved people's lives. So a smoke alarm, portable one, they're very small. It's mad, but it's true. Wildlife filmmaking, you're not in it for comfort or for glamour. It is a really uncomfortable profession. You have to spend hours, days, months in 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter cubes waiting for things to happen. But the moment that shot happens, forget it. It's all fine, it's great. Everything is, because you've got it, and it's nothing else, everything else falls away. To sum this episode up, it's not about gear, it's about story. Number 2 is, when you're about to go out on location, make a list. Number 3 is, the best gear you can take with you is the one you can afford. So go for the best you can afford. Number 4, be resourceful. Think about, you can solve so many problems yourself, you know? Just because your kit might not be working, there'll be most probably a way you can sort it out. And lastly, the best tool in your kit is your creativity.